Hey guys, it's Michelle from As the Table Turns here with Katie and Jesse from the Pioneer on Long Lake in Sarona, Wisconsin.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going, guys?
Great.
Great.
All right, so first question, how long have you both been in the industry?
I've been in it. I started my first job at the Blue Door Pub, like before they had their door on at 19. Yeah, I lived down the street from them. So I went and applied and they gave me a job because I worked at their favorite Subway in Mendota Heights. And so I've been like in the like customer base industry for quite some time. Yeah, I've been in it for about a decade.
Oh wow, okay.
19 would be 12 years. Honey.
Well, yeah, but I took some time out because I had a baby.
Don't get bogged down with the details, okay, Jesse?
Nah, sorry. And I started at 21 and I'm now 39. So
Okay.
18 years.
Okay. I didn't realize you were at the Blue Door Pub, Katie. That's crazy.
Yeah, I started at Blue Door. I worked there and I was also going to school at St. Paul College. And then I moved to Moose Country, which was horrible.
Yeah.
Then Lucky's, which was so much fun. Didn't want to leave, but they asked me to.
Yeah.
And then I worked at Public where I met this guy.
Okay, nice.
He barely acknowledged me. It was kind of like a cat and mouse game. I don't know. Somehow we're together and we have a baby and we're very happy.
Yeah.
And a business.
All right.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite thing about the industry?
Mine's probably pleasing guests, seeing, making somebody's day like special where we're at now.
Sure.
People come up and stay with us for a week at a time and they choose to spend their, week a year they get off from their jobs with us. And people come back every year and, we have people calling all the time and wanting to come up with us and
Nice.
just provide, great experience for people.
He said it really well yesterday because we have a lot of family traditions where they book all the cabins and everything like that, where it's kind of like a Disneyland experience where, they save up their money and come spend their time and have their like happiest time of their lives, that we get to experience that with them. And so I think that's really cool. Yeah, for me, I think it's always been for the industry, not just as an owner, but also as just being in the industry, is just having that like second family
Yeah.
where you can like have best friends, new best friends wherever you go, and still have the old best friends from your other work, and
Yeah.
just having that family to rely on that knows what you're going through and can constantly fight that battle with you, I think is really important to have. And it's just like be able to work together as a team.
The camaraderie.
It's 2 degrees of separation, I feel like, in the service industry. Like they say 6 degrees, but I feel like in the industry it's 2 for sure, if even that,
It's crazy because like up here, we still have that.
Yeah.
There's our neighbors next door knew people that we didn't even know that came up for the weekend, and like it was, I mean, it's just hilarious. And I see people that I went to college with that dated my roommates. Like it's so funny. You just see we're a vacation destination, so
Sure.
it's pretty popular, but it's also at the same time it's close to the cities, but just far enough away.
We're kind of in the middle of nowhere.
What's the population where you guys are at?
Well, our thriving metropolis of Sarona, which we're actually 6 miles from, Sarona is actually unincorporated, but I'd say there's probably about, 65 people live there.
Okay, that's cool.
But it's that small knit community where everybody knows everyone and they know your story and everything, and it's definitely helped with like COVID and everything because everyone's supporting local and wanting.
Our lake, Long Lake, is its own community. It's not we're a township, but we're not technically a city or anything.
So how many cabins do you guys have?
6.
Okay, so you can book out for the weekend.
So between Memorial Day and Labor Day, we do week-long rentals only,
Okay.
just to help with the, because we have to clean everything, and
Sure.
so we do Saturday to Saturdays from our off season, Labor Day to Memorial Day. We do 2-day minimums, and
Okay.
we have a couple of them that are winterized. We're going to be expanding that business.
We also have a bunch of seasonal trailers, RV sites that are on the land, which are very high popular demand. There's list someone pretty much has to die off in order to get a spot, which is unfortunate. I mean, we love them all, but
Right? No one wants anyone to die, but
yeah. And we have the most beautiful view on the lake. It's right there. And then we also have weekly and like weekend camping spots that are available for the time being.
Yeah.
Which will inevitably be changing, which is exciting as well. And we're also building our house across the street, so we'll be
that's
right
awesome.
where everything's happening.
So how does working in the industry prepare you guys to be owners?
For me, I did everything from, well, I started as a bartender. I got lucky. I didn't really have to work way up there.
Sure.
But I bartended for probably 14 years before I got into management. But I learned a lot, I worked a lot of high volume bars downtown Minneapolis.
Sure.
Learned a lot about volume, dealing with people. There were some bars where we dealt with them much differently. Then when I moved to St. Paul, or when I went to work in St. Paul, and at Public, that was my first fine dining experience.
Okay.
And I eventually became the bar manager there. Got to learn a lot more about, the fine dining experience helped me a lot. And then went and ran another bar for a little while, and old Allery's.
Okay.
Yeah,
the GM. That gave me a lot of different experience. And then I went, my last job before we bought this place was at Shamrocks.
Okay.
With Mike and Ted, and I got to learn a lot there.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They're really great guys, and really helped motivate and push us towards this.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, they do a good job down there for sure. So that's
cool. You guys work hard.
Yeah,
their whole family.
That's for sure.
Guys and the wives.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Katie?
I think just working. Like I said, working no service experience at Blue Door, which is the tiny hole in the wall, to Moose Country, and I also had to deal with epilepsy and not being able to work with strobe lights and working day shifts. Over to Moose Country was kind of the same thing on holidays, to fine dining, where I finally felt comfortable and I was learning so much more about every single base between, like, we had the open kitchen, and so I was learning about like the prep work of it, what it takes for, dishwashers, the business side of it, social media, bartending, and just serving in general, how you have to know so much different placements of things and different, it inspired me to become a sommelier. So I'm a level 1.
I thought you were a sommelier.
Yeah. So, that's also really, that's like my passion on the side of being a mom and a business owner, is just being able to, like, dive my nose into something like that and just be able to learn more about it and share it with people. And I don't really get to use it a lot here.
Definitely not a pun.
No,
you got the finest box wine.
Finest box wine, yeah. But I've been talking to my wine friends here about exploring, like, bringing your own bottles and having, no corkage fees, or having, like, semi-nice bottles of like a Cabernet Sauvignon, and then like being able to use the whole thing. But realistically, it's a bar where you get like a Captain Coke or a sweet brandy old fashioned, or beer like a Bud Light or something like that. But it would be nice, since we're anticipating change and everything is changing, that it would be nice to also have that as a change as well, because some people get upset if we don't have a rosé or Pinot Grigio. It's like, it's not a top priority.
Or we just buy another business that is that demographic.
On top of everything else, it'll be no big deal.
Why not?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. So
don't encourage him, Michelle. I said, don't encourage him.
I'm a bad influence for sure. You guys worked in Minnesota, now you're owning in Wisconsin. What's been the biggest difference between the states?
The biggest difference is dram shop.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have dram shop in Wisconsin. You get drunk and kill a bus full of nuns, that's your fault, not ours. It's not like in Minnesota where, you can go back and sue everybody.
Right.
Therefore, insurance is ridiculously cheap. When I talked to my insurance man, was getting everything set up, he's told me, he's like, all right, well, here's what it's going to be. And I'm like, all right, that's not too bad for the month. He's like, oh, no, that's for the year. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, done, sold, let's go. And
Crazy.
that the difference in, clientele, like I said, I worked a lot downtown Minneapolis and
Yeah.
then downtown St. Paul. Definitely different clientele.
For sure.
A lot of weekend warriors,
But
bachelor parties, type of stuff like that. A lot of the regular business, the people that live around here don't come around during the summer because it is such a touristy place.
we're too busy. We're too busy for the locals in the
Yeah.
summer.
Especially since we took over, we upped our staff and we changed the menu a little bit so that there's some, I wouldn't say better quality food, better tasting food, and you don't
Simple food.
Yeah, yeah.
Scratch food.
There used to be just one girl behind the bar that would cook, bark, and serve. Now we have at least 5 people on weekends, plus you, and I'm
7.
there days. Yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah, so people are now, and during COVID, we got rid of our pool table and added 5 tables, and we have the tiniest kitchen in the entire world. So it's really hard to, please everyone. People still sit at dirty tables, which is always going to happen. But it's getting easier to, have that reputation, and I've taken over social media.
Nice.
And been able to like triple our following, both that, and then I added Twitter and Instagram. I don't really know how many people follow that, but I do it anyways. Yeah, follow us. But it's definitely helped out a lot, and we've done a lot of positive stuff for the restaurant and the resort, I guess, and for all of us, than just being new owners that are younger and ready for the next generation of resort on the lake.
Bring some new life into it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So when did you guys take over?
We bought this on June 29th, 2018. So if imagine like buying Shamrocks on March 15th, 2 days before the busiest day of the year.
Yeah.
We bought it 4 days before 4th of July, which 4th of July week for us is nuts.
Yeah.
And the 4th of July was in the middle of the week. We took over on a Friday the week before.
Oh, wow.
It was completely insane.
Yeah.
We jumped into it. Luckily had a very good manager who was basically running the place before we bought it.
Okay.
The gentleman that we bought it from was checked out.
To Jess.
Yeah. The gentleman we bought it from was checked out.
Sure.
He was in his early 70s, and he just, so Jesse ran the place. So when we were taking over, obviously we had some meetings and talks with her, and we just said, we're just going to run it. We're just going to come in here and help to start with, and then we'll implement some changes.
They already had a great place, a great view, a great business, a great pizza. We're known for pizzas.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to really rock the boat too much. So we just came in and multiplied the staff, worked our butts off, and ultimately paid off. And it's continuing to pay off. And I think that things can really only go up from here. And we're just really excited about that. And especially with having a young child and like starting a family while doing this and letting him grow up here and being like the mascot of our business. He loves it so much. He goes there for breakfast.
He comes to work with me in the morning.
Yeah.
And we'll do bags and count money.
So how long were you guys shut down for?
We were shut down for just like 2 days short of a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We got shut down on March 17th on St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
And then reopened on May 13th, which is going to be a new holiday here in Wisconsin, Tres de Mayo.
Tres de Mayo. It was my idea because we didn't get to celebrate. So it'll be a new
that's when the Supreme Court ruled against our governor and made his all COVID restrictions were then null and void. So we were literally wide open, and got that call about 6 o'clock on the 13th at night. We were running takeout for that month,
Sure.
trying to do something to get by.
Oh, which we finally got to do take and bake pizzas, which I've been like hoping for my entire life. Or not my entire life, but the entire time that we owned the place, I was like, we can do take and bake, we can do take and bake. Finally, it was my time to shine, and I got to, like do all the social media and everything, and just like put out our menus and everything like that. And it ended up working really well and getting
I mean, the
gift certificates.
The shutdown was good within the local community, was amazing.
Yeah.
Buying gift certificates and supporting any way they could. We had people sending us $100 checks. Just
That's awesome.
we hope to see you get through this.
Mhm.
But yeah, I got the call at 6 o'clock that night when the Supreme Court ruled, and my sister actually is our manager.
Nice.
She's like, "What are we gonna do? Are we gonna open now?" I go, "We're gonna wait till the morning," because we weren't ready in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Sure.
And it was on a Thursday, so we couldn't get any deliveries.
No.
So
It was like
we were
what we
out
had.
of everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, as soon as the doors opened
You
back
can
up,
come sit at the bar,
As
and
soon as the
there
door-
may be food and maybe beverage. So
and we did a lot of changes and have sanitizing stations.
Yeah.
And hand,
mhm.
tried to do our best, but
Yeah.
our bar is tiny. Like
Sure.
our capacity is like 42, I think.
Sure.
So social distancing isn't really a thing. It can't be.
I tried to space the stools, and we have hand sanitizer set up and doing bathroom checks and all that stuff, but like I said, people will still sit at a dirty table. I don't care. Like, they'll wear a mask and sit down at a dirty table. It's completely contradictive, but it'll happen because that's what this industry is.
Well, and this is Wisconsin. People want to go to the bar. It's what everybody does. So people want to get back out and see their friends, and
Mhm. And it's good for mental health. I feel like thank goodness it was in the summer and spring and summer. But if it was like winter, that would be really bad for people's mental health. And I don't think a lot of people take that into consideration, that, like these lonely people or, that have problems go to bars and seek out their friends and the bartender and talk about that stuff. And I think it's also, it's not like a drinking problem thing. I think it's more of a social,
For sure.
there's different spectrums on there that I think are really important to so many people, and especially once they're getting off work, if they are at work and they're the essential workers, they need a place to go. We're there.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know we've talked a little bit about the mental health thing, but it's amazing how I feel like we've made some progress. And then during COVID, it's been like, nope, we have so far to go in the mental health part. It's that's a big piece of it, and people don't understand. And it is just the socialization and the connection, just talking. Like, I've never gone out since we even reopened, just because it's just a hassle. And I feel bad for the staff. I feel like they're working hard. And it's like, I feel like you deserve 100% tip, and I can't afford that every time I go out. So I just haven't been going out. And I met up with a friend to do an interview the other day, and it was like, this is just nice to go and have some normalcy and sit at the bar and talk to someone. You know what I mean? And people judge and think like, oh, the drinking and blah blah blah, but it's just part of the connection.
Right. It's well, we're pack animals. We need to, and I haven't been anywhere else since we opened back up. I haven't basically left Wisconsin.
We were in Florida, and we did the mandatory while we closed, it was the mandatory 14 days, which was actually really nice because we never get to spend time together. Business owners with our child, and then it was night and day, and it was great. The last date night we had, we took our staff out to a supper club, and that's pretty much.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's like
employee appreciation.
We do customer appreciation, and we just got our butts handed to us this year. That it was just like we need to do something for them, and it was just. It's all so different, but it's also like everybody's so welcoming here. It's just like people think, like Wisconsin, like, oh, all we want to do is drink, but like all we do is care. I feel like we just care so much.
I was working part-time, or like every other weekend or whatever in Wisconsin, and it was just funny, the different mentality. And I don't know if you guys require masks there. I'm assuming that since you're a small town bar, but where I was working, they had a sign on the door like, "We respect your opinion, your choices. We're
Yeah.
not gonna require it. We're not gonna require it of our staff either." So I think there was
Yeah.
like 2 people that wore a mask and 2 people that were like, "We're not coming in here." They're like, "We're sorry, we're not trying to offend anyone. We appreciate your business, but this is how we choose to do it." And it's just a different mentality, and there's a lot less fear, I feel like.
Well, we have our governor has put a mask mandate on, but as soon as that came out, there was also our local sheriff and
Yeah,
I think 30 or 40 other ones said they would not enforce it.
yeah,
So I mean, yeah, there are places that require it up here, like
sure,
I think Menards.
yeah,
Big box places.
But
sure,
I mean, we're literally on an island up here. You know, I've got my best friend lives in Vegas. They luckily just reopened here last week. You know, I've got lots of friends in Minneapolis and St. Paul, and just I feel for for everybody. It's because it's just up here. It's basically if you didn't turn on the news, you wouldn't know Corona existed up here.
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts? That's so crazy to think about, but it's so true.
And it's not that it doesn't exist and there's not the fear of
Right.
it, but I mean, we still have people that come in and wear masks, and that's totally fine. It's just like like I said, we have such a small kitchen, and like putting a mask on someone, we're not making anyone do that if it's not going to be required.
Yeah.
I think that it's really important that everybody feels comfortable in their work environment. Also, if you want to come here, you're more than welcome to. If you want to do takeout, we have that option. We can bring it to your car. We'll do anything to be accommodating to you. We're not trying to isolate anyone. It's just how we chose to do things. And we have many bar closures around the lake right now.
Yeah.
And there are people selling. So we're one of the main businesses that's open right now. And we're just trying to,
do our part to be part of the
Sure.
community.
Yeah, and keep our head above water at the same time, like.
For sure. And yeah, good for you guys that you've been able to make it work. So what's been your biggest challenge since reopening? I feel like
Staff.
you covered it kind of.
Keeping up.
Yeah.
We've been so busy. We've increased sales from last year over 40%.
Yeah.
So
And it's hard because it's really high volume, and I don't think a lot of people anticipate that when they
Right.
in a job application. We've had a lot of people that will come and work a couple shifts and
And
then see
not show up.
Yeah, and then see a weekend and not come back.
That's so crazy.
It's really hard. So yeah, it's very high demand. I mean, we have a full parking lot the majority of the time, and then we also have how many docks?
We have 14 docks.
Oh, wow.
That pontoons pull up to, boats pull up to. We have the patio, we have the inside. I mean, it's like we have bar games outside. We have Jenga and cornhole and stuff like. We try to make everyone like feel comfortable to be outside, which is why we added more tables and had those outdoor games and things like that. Added more extra chairs, and when we did customer appreciation, we did outdoor music, and we did employees serving with gloves on and everything like that. Versus buffet, which is what we would usually do. So.
Okay, sure.
We were gonna do a breakfast buffet because there's nowhere up here that around us that really does breakfast. There's one place, but small place as well. So that was in the plans to do a breakfast buffet because, as Katie stated, our kitchen, the entire line is 6'1".
Yeah.
Okay.
We have 2 small deep fryers, a flat top, and a pizza oven.
I literally just sent him a link for a food truck, and I was like, "We can make this work." Just supply and demand.
There was no way we could do, to order breakfast. So we were planning on doing just a set,
Saturday, Sunday.
potatoes, eggs, bacon, sausage type of deal, and that kind of shot us down. But
Put it on the back burner for now.
hopefully next year.
Yeah, you have to adapt and adjust.
Yeah.
What do you guys wish you'd have known 6 months ago?
6 months ago is about when we got shut down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That month that we were shut down, for me, was a very stressful time.
Sure.
Because I was very unsure about this was my dream.
Yeah.
I talked her into it. Apparently I'm a good salesman.
Yeah, right.
But here we are, 2 years in, and my, I thought my dream was gone. I really did. And if I'd have known 6 months ago when we were shut down that we would have had the summer that we did, I definitely wouldn't have been having sleepless nights and
I just had this like weird feeling in me. I was like I'm always trying to calm him down, even though I'm the anxious one.
Calm me down.
Calm you down, yeah. So I'm always like, things will work out, everything will be all right, we'll find a way. Like I did my social media thing to try and just, try and get the business that way, and he focused on day to day, which is generally how it goes. I'm the creative director, and he does, like, I do all the apparel, social media, the funny signs that get on the
Manitowoc Minute.
Manitowoc Minute. We were on HGTV at one point. So far, yeah. So I mean, he does the day-to-day hard stuff that, but I'm a stay-at-home mom and I make it work doing little things with my health and everything like that. And I think that when we got a lot of the news, we were actually still in Florida at an Airbnb. And I was like, thank frickin' God he is stuck here, because you need pool and some sun, because you need to get over this right now, because you can't control anything.
Right.
And so it was nice to kind of be stuck there for a minute, and then have that 2-week period where we quarantined ourselves to kind of, like, think about everything that was going on and how we were going to move forward. And I think we made some really good plans, and I think it worked out in our favor. And I think that our community supported us really well. And
my sister did an amazing job for the 3 weeks that I was gone.
Yeah, she did.
Oh,
I said shout out to Tess. Sorry, I have to.
So what do you guys see for the future of the industry?
We talked about this. I think it really depends on where you're at. I see, as far as us up here, I think it's going to be, honestly, for us, because it seems like people are now kind of going away from the metro areas, and like my bartending, my service industry life, I grew up downtown Minneapolis, like on First Avenue.
Yeah.
I feel horrible for those people down there that own businesses, because I don't know if it's ever gonna. It's gonna eventually come back, but 20 years ago or 18 years ago when I started down there, it was rough.
Yeah.
And it eventually got better, and more popular, and then all of a sudden, like, North Loop and everything kind of got gentrified, and just became this whole amazing city. And it's just, so I don't know. I think this industry will always survive. People always are going to want to go out and be served.
All right, name something you did before COVID that you can't or don't do now.
That's tough, because I feel like in this, it's always like cleaning, sanitation, changing tables,
which we're always adamant about.
Yeah, and I'm an OCD freak, so that if that doesn't happen, you get yelled at, or one of the first things I did was like sheets of closing duties and everything like that, and changing sandy buckets and just random stuff.
The buffet deal that we talked about.
Yeah, that was like our big surprise, that we were excited to like tell everyone that we were gonna have a breakfast buffet.
Oh yeah.
Because people have been asking for the couple of years, and we've been hearing about it, that people want breakfast, and then we thought we can make this possible. Then we had the flyers printed out, the table flyers, we had everything, the table tents, and then it happened, and I still have it saved on my phone, and I still want to give people hope about it, but I also know that it's too soon, and it's just like
like you've been saying, like, we're literally on an island up here.
And to build your own bloody bar,
it doesn't
I've been wanting
exist.
to do that forever too. We did a build your own bloody bar and a breakfast bar for one day, I think, for the Packer game.
No, New Year's Day.
New Year's
hangover
Day.
party.
New Year's Day hangover party.
Yeah, nice.
So I was like, we need to have a hangover party. So we did that, and it was huge. It was great. And then we decided, well, this was really easy. We should do this again.
Really easy for the person who doesn't have to cook the food. In a 6'1" kitchen.
Okay, yeah, but he tells me it's easy.
What's the funniest thing that has happened to you guys recently?
Well, with all the new people that are getting into camping, with our campgrounds, I've had to park back in a lot of people's campers for them.
That's funny.
Some people come in and just straight up ask, like, can somebody do this? We had one couple that called, made the reservation, and said the only way we're coming is if somebody backs our camper in for us.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay,
My cousins do it all the time
I
because
grew
they
up-
know he's here.
I grew up on a dairy farm.
Yeah.
I used to drive a truck for a living. Like,
Yeah.
I can back stuff, no big deal.
And we have our own landing to the lake, and it's very curvy, and it's like a dirt road
It's
around.
comical to watch people back
It
that.
is.
That's
Yeah.
good entertainment is watching the boat landing on a Saturday.
Yeah. Happens changeover and everything like that. So, I mean, that's definitely, I could not do it to save my life. I've seen my parents do it my entire life, and I would be terrified because, like, that's a lot of money to spend.
Yeah, but no, that's probably the most humorous thing.
So how do you balance work and life with a toddler? I feel like you've nailed it when you said that you kind of are a stay-at-home mom and do the creative side, and he goes to work with you, Jesse. So
Yeah, I mean, I get to spend
Well,
the mornings with him.
Should I enlighten my health issues?
I think you've
maybe?
already touched on it a little bit.
Yeah, well, I have epilepsy. I've had 5 brain surgeries, and I have now been seizure-free for 18 months to this day, which is very exciting. So this is celebratory. I'm actually drinking champagne.
congratulations, good for you. I knew it was a year, but I didn't know it was 18 months, so that's awesome.
Yeah, 18 months. And I've been down on a lot of medication. And so throughout this period of time that we've owned the place, we've had Henry. I had a difficult pregnancy, and I was, taking care of him on one floor where I changed diapers. He would nap. I would take care of him there, Then we bought the place, moved partially up north. Jesse moved permanently.
Okay.
And he's there day to day, grinding it out. He's exhausted. Look at these bags.
That's what work-life balance.
I know, but he sleeps like a rock, and I make sure that I take care of everything at home. Henry, he's learning great. He's, experiencing bugs and dirt and
awesome.
all that cool stuff that a lot of city kids don't get to do,
Yeah.
which I know bugs and dirt are in the city too, but he goes fishing. He knows how to cast like a pro, his fishing rod, and he gets to go look at trucks and all this other fun stuff. And then I also get to do social media for the comfort of our couch if I'm playing cars and trucks with him, which is a huge deal. And I think that having the community know him and accept him and us as a family growing, I think is huge.
Absolutely.
Because they want us to succeed.
Right.
He's a minor celebrity around the lake. For
Yeah,
sure.
that's true. We have a Juicy Lucy named after him called Hank the Tank. It's smoked Munster cheese inside of a burger.
Because it's not a Juicy Lucy, because it doesn't have American.
Oh.
I saw that on the menu. I was like, that's hilarious. I love it. He's got
It's our homage.
Yeah.
But as far as my work life it's difficult. Like I say, I get to take Henry with me in the mornings. He comes with me. We do the money and
sure.
everything, and he has breakfast with me every morning.
Nice.
He earns $1 by pushing the stools in.
He earns money, yeah.
That's awesome.
He has a job already.
Yeah, and so then he comes home and takes his nap, and I go back to work.
Sure.
But I've been doing my best to try and take one day off a week
Sure.
to spend with family,
Yeah.
and not always possible. Usually it's half a day,
Sure.
but
In the summer.
At some point where you guys are like, okay, I can take a break and hire my staff and just do it.
and like I say, we're lucky with our manager, my sister, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can trust her to run the place for a day without me.
All right. Last question, you guys. So border battle. You're Minnesota, Wisconsin. What's
Well, I'm born and raised in Wisconsin. I grew up about
Okay.
60 miles from here, so I am a Packer fan
okay.
for some reason.
I was brainwashed a Packer fan, young.
Oh, funny. Okay.
Her folks are from Wisconsin.
Yeah, and then my dad also moved to Chicago, so
That's
I grew up.
Very good.
I grew up watching the Bears and the Packers, and I
Okay.
just so happened to pick a team. and it was the Bears. My little brother's a Lions fan for some reason. He lives in Chicago now.
Yeah,
But I mean, I'm not so much of a fan now
sure.
as I was when Lovie Smith was the coach and we had a good team.
That's
So
funny.
she's a fair weather fan.
So I'm a fair weather fan. Henry
She wasn't even alive when they won the Super Bowl.
knows Go Pack Go, and we're big fans of the Bucks basketball team because I played basketball for 12
Sure,
years.
sure.
So he likes Go Bucks, and we have a flag and stuff like that. So he's all about sports and
Beer company promotional flag, of course.
Right.
It's free.
it's by my boxing bag. He likes to hit the boxing bag with his slippers because
Oh,
he
wow.
doesn't have gloves yet. So
That's awesome. He's gonna be a hoot for you guys for sure. Growing up in Wisconsin, I can just imagine.
I'm already like planning our house and how he's gonna have all of his friends over that want to come hang out by the bar and like how we're gonna hide our booze and stuff like that. Like, yeah.
So, do you guys have any fun events coming up? I know kind of COVID's kind of changing everything as it goes, but
Well, this is our off time. Like we're going into our slow season right now.
Sure.
We had kind of 2 slow periods during the year. Before that, like from now until we get ice and snow.
yeah, yep.
We have ice and snow. We get a lot of snowmobiling and stuff like that.
He does an amazing ice report.
Nice.
He's actually the president of the chamber,
Long Lake Chamber.
Long Lake
Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
So he has that responsibility on top of everything. But
We groom snowmobile trails and cross country ski trails on the lake.
yep, starting last year. So that's really, it's different and new and people like it.
Cool.
It's really great. The social media aspect up here really hasn't been around that much, and so for us to join it and kind of grow it, like I didn't know it was going to be such a big deal. I just kind of did it for fun at first,
Sure.
but then seeing like, oh, he'll take a picture of a block ice with like like a measurement and show people the clear ice and stuff like that, and people really appreciate
And if
it.
I don't have that out by
Oh, yeah.
9 o'clock on Monday morning, people will be messaging us.
I believe it.
Where's the ice report? What's the ice report?
Oh, that's
Hold
fun.
on. I got something that came up. I didn't have time to go out and chainsaw a block of ice out real quick and get
Yeah.
a post-it. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, it's 9:15.
Yeah.
so he wears many hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, it was good to chat with you guys. I'm super, super excited. I want to come out there. I looked at the menu and stuff, and I'm like, I gotta make a trip out there for sure. It'd be fun to come and check it out.
Yeah, and he makes everything homemade, and he makes homemade soup, French onion. Check it out. Smoked wings. The burgers taste like butter burgers. Like I should be 300 pounds right now, but I'm not. That's on this weight somehow. I don't know. When I was pregnant, he fed me very well because I had a very healthy baby. So, but the food is memorable and great, and everybody. So you should definitely come try it out.
Yeah, for sure. I plan to.